I'm sure you will have noticed, sisters and brothers, for the past maybe 4-6 weeks, going into any of the stores, going into opening up your television, looking at the commercials, yeah. We are fully being prepared for Halloween, yes? And everything seems to be pumpkin spiced, yes? And easy to forget, of course, that Halloween means All Hallows Eve, the night before All Saints' Day, when we get to give thanks to God for his gift to us from so many saints, many of whom we know the names of, and many, many more we don't know the names of. Recognizing, giving thanks for all these saints. But as we move on, before you know it, we're going to be moving. The world is going to have us, move from preparing for Halloween to prepare for Thanksgiving, yes? And all of a sudden, everything's going to go from being pumpkin spiced to being cranberry flavored, huh? Even the pumpkins. And we're going to be barraged and worried about the turkey and the stuffing and the football and the decorations and the shopping spree the next day. It's easy to forget the whole point of Thanksgiving. And of course, the whole point of Thanksgiving is, God bless you, it's my job. That the whole point of Thanksgiving is, you know what the whole point of Thanksgiving is, right? What's the whole point of Thanksgiving? When you give thanks. Right? It's easy to forget. The whole point of Thanksgiving is giving thanks. This year, sisters and brothers, we have an opportunity to get a head start in our Thanksgiving celebration, to meditate on what it means to be a people who give thanks. We heard about how the 10 lepers were healed and how just the Samaritan, returned, glorifying God in a loud voice. And he fell at the feet of Jesus and thanked him. Only one came back. And Jesus notes that none but this foreigner returned to give thanks to God. We heard about Naaman coming to Prophet Elisha. You heard of Prophet Elisha. You know, he was the apprentice and successor of Prophet Elijah. Prophet Elisha, God healing Naaman through his ministry of Prophet Elisha. We didn't hear it today, but when we hear the previous verses, yes, in 2 Kings chapter 5, we hear this little backstory about Naaman. How Naaman, the army commander of the king of Aram, was highly esteemed and respected, but valiant as he was, the man was a leper. And listening to a little slave girl, he goes to Israel, he goes to Samaria, looking for healing. And being healed, he wants to give thanks to Elisha. And Elisha points him to giving thanks to God. And so he takes 2 mule loads of earth, because he will no longer offer sacrifice or holocaust to any other god except the Lord, to offer sacrifices of thanksgiving. For neither the leper who came to Samaria or the leper who came from Samaria did that thanksgiving come from nowhere. Consider. Again, we didn't hear it today, but we heard when we read the earlier verses how Naaman went to his king, and his king sent a letter to the king of Israel asking for him to heal Naaman, the general, yes, and cure him of his leprosy. In the gospel, we heard the lepers, 10 lepers, calling out to Jesus, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us," both for Naaman and for the 10 lepers, there was a recognition that they needed to be healed and they couldn't do it themselves. And they had to ask for help. That was step one, yes? We didn't hear it today. This is a little bit of the backstory. Elisha sent Naaman the message, go and wash 7 times in the Jordan, and your flesh will heal and you will be clean. And Naaman objected to this. We got plenty of rivers in Aram. We got nicer rivers than this river Jordan. We got nicer rivers back home. Why do I have to come to Israel? Why do I have to come to Samaria to be healed? But he got talked into it, and he did it. The 10 lepers calling out to Jesus, Jesus told them, go show yourselves to the priests, complying with the law of Moses. So after first asking for help, right, realizing they needed to be cleansed, then they did what they were told. They did what they were commanded. And being healed, Naaman, the general who went to Samaria, and the leper who came from Samaria, return, recognize they give thanks. Oh, sisters and brothers, we have this clue about complete thanksgiving. To recognize the need for thanksgiving. Asking God for help. Doing what he commands. And giving thanks. All of which require a great deal of humility. Oh, sisters and brothers, as we often do in our lives, and in our lives of faith, disquiet and distress and doubt, we have a lot to learn from the leper who went to Samaria and the leper who came from Samaria. To ask for God's help. To do what he commands, especially as it's told to us through the ministry of Holy Mother Church. And then to give thanks, so that he may make us always determined to carry out good works. We see this, sisters and brothers, in the Mass. You remember the beginning of Mass? We prayed, Lord have mercy, Christ have mercy, Lord have mercy. We asked Christ for help, realizing our need for healing. We listened to his word. Listen to what he tells us in the sacred scriptures. And then we give thanks, right? We start the liturgy of the Eucharist. And you Greek scholars, you guys studied Greek, right? Yeah. Know the Greek word for thanksgiving is Eucharistia. Where we get the word Eucharist from. When we celebrate the Eucharist together, we give thanks. In just a couple of minutes, sisters and brothers, we'll be starting the Eucharistic prayer. And I'm going to invite us to give thanks to the Lord. Why? Because it is right and just. And then we will pray that it is truly right to give you thanks, truly just to give you glory. We have a head start for our Thanksgiving, sisters and brothers. We got several weeks now to think how we can properly give thanks to God. By first recognizing that we need to be healed and only Christ can heal us. Second, by doing what he commands. And finally, sisters and brothers, to give thanks and sing joyfully to the Lord, breaking into song and singing praise. Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever.